Ah. Welcome back to Drinks with the DM. I'm your DM today, Jim. One day, Peter and Alex are gonna have to make some drinks for the DMs. Well, I think we'll have to call it GMs at that point. They don't DM. They don't DM Dungeons and Dragons, Star Wars: Legends of the Empire, and Star Trek. But Alex's girlfriend Mary, she's a DM. Fantastic DM. And when she gets a little more experience, maybe we'll get her into record a story or two. That'd be fun. Anyway, I wanted to share with you guys, especially you guys who are still watching the channel and saw the Circle movie review, I wanted to tell you the ridiculously easy and super fun trap, that is my favorite, that I mentioned in that video. So, this trap, I don't even know if I can call it a trap. It's almost a time, it's puzzle-esque. It's a time waster, and it really just fucks with your party's head. So I kind of love it, even though no damage is done, or at least not the way I did it. Is there any damage done? Nothing truly negative happens, but it's great just to mess with your party when they get into a bit of a rut. So here it is. Your party walks into a room. You can flavor the room basically however you want. I always throw in a little thing on the ceiling or something that just mentions patience. Patience is the key. I'm not that obvious, but something to point back to patience. There is a pedestal in the middle of the room with a button. After they walk in, they get to the pedestal. They want to move forward. They can see a door frame, but just stone. There's no door there. It's just stone. The only thing for them to do is to hit the button. They can check the walls, they can check all of that. There's nothing there. The only thing to do is to hit the button. When they hit the button, the doorway behind them closes, shut, locked, tight. This is important because it gives a sense of being trapped. They can't escape out. They can't go anywhere, just like the doorway ahead of them. It isn't a door behind them. It is a totally blocked passage. They can't just go back through and be like, well, let's get out of here before things get too bad. So they're trapped. And then, magically, a timer starts. And I actually do this with a timer on my phone. Just keep reminding them of the time. Because, naturally, players who are used to traps that are going to squish them, shoot them, poison them, blast them with fire, do the hundreds of other things traps do, are going to quickly try to figure out how to get this timer to stop. Because they assume at the end of the timer is something really bad. And you put a little urgency in your voice as the time gets closer and closer to the end. And I always what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want? Do you want to hit the button again? Try hitting the button again. What else? What else do you think you can do? It is a bit of a force on them. You don't tell them they have to hit the button. You give them that option. You remind them that button's there if they're not going there already. The trick is, every time they hit the button, the timer restarts. They do it once, they then at least know if time's about to run out and we haven't figured this out yet, we can reset that timer. And every time, until they figure it out, you just urgently, I count down from 10 seconds to 0. I give the last 30 seconds, I'm giving 5-second intervals. The last minute, I'm giving 10-second intervals, and just trying to make it seem like there's some urgency here. And, of course, if you haven't figured it out already, just don't hit the button. Don't hit it again. You have to hit it the first time. The timer will start. The timer will click down. Just don't hit it again. At the end of the timer, nothing happens but the doorway ahead of them opens. That's it. All they had to do was hit the button once, wait, be patient, and when the time ran out, they could move forward. But you can kind of mess with your party's head giving them this sense of urgency that they need to do something. And you could kind of trap them in a room for 20 minutes. Preferably not that long. I would hope the party would figure it out. But, I was able to get a party, I think, stuck in like 10, 12 minutes. Because some of the weaker players, not that they're weak players, just they weren't prepared for my shenanigans, were more easily convinced to hit the button again to restart the clock. I love this trap. I don't know if I can call it a trap. I love it. It's so fun. It's so simple. And it's just kind of one of those things where, maybe not everything is going to kill you. Yes, things are going to kill you. Things are going to try. Sometimes you put chests in dungeons that aren't mimics. Sometimes you put traps that really don't do a whole lot. Just to mess with the party and make them think differently than the rut they've been in. I love this trap. After I used it, I've seen it online. This isn't a unique trap. I didn't independently create this, and I am the proprietor of this trap. It's out there. I don't remember seeing it anywhere before I thought of it, but I definitely saw it after. Maybe it was just me selectively, not remembering. I tend to forget a lot of things. Maybe I saw it before. I don't know. But I love this trap. Use this trap. It's so much fun to have your party panic a little bit just to have them hit the button again and restart a few times until they figure out, oh, wait, this thing is the poem or whatever is about patience. Let's try being patient and wait. And then it works. Hope you enjoy that. Hope your party freaks out a little bit, but it does end up enjoying that in whatever dungeon or labyrinth or castle or wherever you put that. Enjoy it, and we'll see you next time. It's beer. Yeah, this is recording back-to-back videos, and so I have a head start on this, but don't worry, if I finish this one,